Welcome to the Connected Podcast, where we talk basketball, where we discuss the players, the coaches, the teams, and everything with Hoop Connect. In this episode, we're recapping the Elite Eight weekend, talking with the coaches and their teams that had that gentleman's sweep. And we're also looking to our upcoming events happening in Utah and Myrtle Beach. We're going to start off with the Elite Eight. Okay, join with me here. I have Sean Fields with Life Sports, Tyrese Patterson with Shelby Stars, and the Connect League's very own TJ Downey. Okay, starting off with TJ and the Elite Eight. Give us a recap of what happened over the weekend.
A lot of basketball happened over the weekend. We got two coaches right here that went undefeated. It was really exciting watching both of them, both of their teams, go undefeated. Really, I want to say in a dominant fashion. Um, Coach Fields and his team bring a lot of energy to the scene this weekend. And he coaches hard, so when you see that, it translates to the kids, also to the parents. Man, they just engage as much as coach is. Coach Ty right here, although he's a laid back coach, he brings a lot of fire to his team, a lot of grit, a lot of physicality as well. So, but they're not the only ones that had a good weekend. I think all across the board, from I think it was sixth grade up all the way to high school, even the middle school girls. It was a lot. There was a lot of good basketball over the weekend, really. Um, let's see, few of Coach Field's guys made the all tournament team. Ty Fields and Trey Jarber. Those two really really handled their business over the weekend. So, and then Coach Ty, he got four that we had seen and talked about. Noah Eubanks, Keywan Chambers, Jaden Kearney, and Evan Hubbard. Those four guys can really fill it up. And they're kind of exciting to watch. So, I think the first day both of those teams really set the tone for the weekend.
Yeah, a lot of energy comes out of young guys, especially when they start off explosive. What's one thing that stood out with some of the players that you mentioned specifically in regards to their play there in the first games?
We'll start out with Coach Fields and his team. Ty, he's a shooter, so he can shoot from anywhere on the floor, catch a shoot, got a quick release, um, and he can get downhill a little bit. His teammate Trey, physical guy, can play really on both sides of the court. So, with those two, and then everybody else around him, it kind of fills in and helps them out on that. Now the four guys on the Shelby Stars, Coach Ty's team, um, those guys can really fill it up. There was Noah. Noah is what, 6'5", coach, 6'6".
Yeah.
Wow.
Every game was almost a double double for him. And he's dominating down low, and he can shoot that ball a little bit too. So, and then with the surrounding guards, they're very shifty. Jaden Kearney is a shifty guard that can shoot no matter what. And then it's just like when you have those four guys that can really open up the floor for anybody, it makes it hard for a team to really guard like that. But as I say, they weren't the only guys on the floor. This past weekend, there was a kid that was averaging almost 30 a game. His name was Connor Morganson. He's a transfer from GRC, go to Powell County, and he played for CBG this weekend. Um, and that kid can really fill it up as well, man. So, uh, yeah, so it
So
was it was some really good basketball this weekend.
sounds like it was like a lot of shooting, elite shooting.
Yes, yes.
What type of defense did the teams have? Did you see the most of?
I think the best defensive team this weekend was Coach Fields, honestly, and that starts with the energy. He brings it every game. He brings that energy every game, no matter what. And I know there was a game. I think it was the championship game. He was absent because he had to go. He had to go coach his daughter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. The energy was there across the board. Because when he's not there, for sure the parents are gonna bring it. Like defensively, they are in your face. They are high energy. They apply a lot of pressure. They looking to turn you over so they can get easy buckets.
It's a method to the madness, man. I go 5 in and 5 out
Oh
the
yeah,
whole
he's he.
game and press. And when you was talking about the two on the team, I have been having this group and I have had a leading score every different game. It's
Nice.
because my rule is if you pass up two open shots, you sit down.
Yeah,
I gotta have everybody a threat. And so like we always like you said, we just my rule is you should be playing 5 to 6 minutes hard as you can, and you gotta ask for a sub.
Hmm.
And when you don't ask for a sub, you're not playing hard. So come on, sit down anyway.
oh,
I love that type of
honorable mention.
mentality.
An honorable mention. I don't know. I forgot his last name. Is Jace, coach?
Barrows, yes, he led us.
Yes,
But I'm glad you said it because he led us the first game in scoring.
yes. And that
Yeah,
kid could do
so
everything just about.
it's the biggest part with that was with the boys was I got a bunch of dogs. My rule is get a bunch of dogs, and it's my job to figure it out. And once I figure it out, is to get them to buy in because everybody's coming to being a man on their middle school team.
Yeah,
So then I gotta get everybody to buy in to share the rock. And once we start sharing the rock, man, we it's pretty fun to watch.
they're gonna be excited moving forward for sure.
Now, aside from the defense and the explosive energy, TJ, what was one thing that you think separated these winning teams specifically? Because like I said, they had a gentleman's sweep. What do you think separated them from all the other teams?
When you watch both of these teams, you can tell that they've been playing with each other for a while. And I think that togetherness and the understanding of like how everybody clicks together, and what everybody can do, it's not really necessarily a role play thing. It's just understanding that everybody can contribute in their own way and everybody understanding that. So I think the separation for both of these teams was their togetherness and they're just all out chemistry.
Yeah, I really love to hear that and appreciate that, especially in this day and age. Seems like egos are bigger than ever. And when you have young guys like this already participating from a team perspective, putting the team first, that speaks volumes. And that means it's only up from here. Can't wait to see what they are going to bring heading into high school or even a varsity team.
For sure.
All right, last question for you, TJ. And obviously, we're going to hear more from you later. But what can you say to other weekends coming up here or any player that hasn't played for a part of the Hoop Connect yet and they're expecting to? What's one thing that you will say to them, could say to them heading into their first tournament?
The biggest thing is just have confidence. Um, it's a team sport, so you gotta be able to play together. No matter if you're a leading scorer or not. Sometimes you're gonna have an off day, so you gotta be able to fill it up in different areas of the game. So, just have confidence, have fun for one, and just the respect of the game and the competition that you facing.
Love that. It's 80% mental.
Yes,
One of the greatest
absolutely.
basketball players ever in the world said that. Okay.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, TJ. We're gonna head to the next topic. Elite Eight. If you want to catch any recap of the Elite Eight, make sure you download the Hoop Connect app. That app will give you player points, and you can also see any upcoming tournaments as well. All right, we're going to move on to coach perspective, which is our coach's corner and what the Elite Eight meant for their program specifically. So we're going to start with Coach Tyrese for the Shelby Stars. Coach Ty, talk about your group and what you saw from them during the Elite Eight weekend.
I told him going into Saturday that I knew that we was gonna start off pretty slow because most of those kids has been off from 2 weeks to a month with their high school team. So I knew we was gonna start off a little slow. So I told him just the first couple minutes, just get your feeling back. I was like, you're not gonna make your first couple shots. I was like, just get your feeling back going into the our first game. And then it was like it might have been a time during the second game where we started to play a little bit too fast, and everybody started to like point fingers at each other. So I had to call a timeout and get them back together and stuff. So yeah, going into Sunday, we felt very confident after our second game.
Yeah, and those obstacles happen for every team. I don't know
Yeah.
a single team that doesn't have to overcome obstacles. Do you recall one of the things that you said to them during that timeout to really rally your team together?
Um, I was really just telling them just next play. Just don't get too carried in the moments. Just always next play. If one of your teammates mess up, just tell them next play, and we get back to it.
Now, what do you think contributed to your wins going undefeated the weekend, or what do you think contributed most to it?
Chemistry. They've been playing with each other for about 3 years now. Some two, but mostly going into 3 years with most of the kids on the team. So with them just being able to play with each other, they know their weaknesses and all that stuff. So um, I don't really know.
Well, when you first you said they've been playing together for 3 years. What type of growth or improvements have you seen your team made from the first time they began playing together in year one and versus now in year three?
That's a good question, really. I wouldn't say just skill level because I told them I'm not really worried about the skill. I just want them to grow. Like I don't really know how to answer it really. Um, mm, I don't know how to word it for real.
Yeah, well, you said skill level. So with skill did they not have a skillful bag and you focus more on developing the skill or did you
Just
say
more like
it came
confidence.
over time? Okay,
Just building their confidence.
building their confidence up. Love that. Now, for this weekend, talk about some of your key players, maybe your top player and their contributions to the weekend that really, in any key moments that made a difference in the game.
I would say Jaden and Kiwan. Really, Jaden, he's a really good shooter. His IQ is really high, and then Kiwan, he just has really high motor. Like that kid does not know how to stop. So really, with him attacking the paint and either kicking out to Jaden or seeing Evan rolling down to the paint, it helped out really a lot.
Yeah, the hustle men are always underrated. Those are my unsung heroes. Every team needs at least one hustle man that doesn't
Yeah.
know how to turn it off. Okay, what would you like for your players to build on moving forward?
Just believing in their teammate.
Okay. Believing in their teammate, building that trust between each other.
Because most of them now to where they're playing more varsity, so they're kind of starting to be like that main person. So coming back to AAU, everybody's the main person on their high school team. So trying to get them all bought into AAU and knowing their roles and stuff is something that I've been trying to work on.
Now, how would you say the Elite Eight event and speaking to the AAU team and just working on that whole entire experience? What did you like most about the Elite Eight event?
Um, Really how like TJ he was coming around like after the games, checking in on kids, and I liked how they kept like stats, and kids like to see some of that stuff just to know how they're doing and stuff. So I thought that part was really good.
And then I love from of course, the player's perspective. The kids are the most important. But speaking from a coach perspective, what did you like most about the Elite Eight weekend?
I'll say like the competition. It was a good tournament, good first tournament for us. There was a kid from the Owls. He was a really good kid.
Jacob
Is
Rogers.
that what his name is?
Jacob Rogers. I think he was averaging on the weekend 35.
Yeah, that kid can hoop. That kid's special. And I think he had 49
Jeez.
against us, which is
Yeah,
My
they
crazy.
was. Yeah,
49.
Yeah, nobody
How
wants to
many
play
people did you
defense.
switch off on him? Hold on.
We switched, and nobody was talking. Just communication things. But yeah, 49. I was like, when I found that out, I was like, yeah, we hats off to him though for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, despite his 49-point game, your
Hmm.
team still managed to pull out the win.
Yeah, we
What do
still
you
managed
think
to pull it off.
contributed to that? Yeah.
Um, I would say chemistry. I don't know if that team's been playing with each other a lot, but just going down to like the last couple minutes, I think that chemistry with them playing a lot together, I think that would help. And with
Well,
Noah,
okay. Oh, that was it. I think your mic cut out.
just Noah, just being down there, he's 6'5", so it was pretty hard for them to either drive or you really get anything around. I mean, like score around the bucket.
I think his last game, Noah had 22 and I think
12.
12. Yeah, 22 and 12.
And you mentioned Noah has a great shot. Does he get a lot of his points from the paint? Or
Yeah,
okay.
Don't get me
he'll
wrong.
step
He
out
not.
time to
Yeah, I'm about to say he stepped out from time to time, knocked a couple jumpers down. I was like, whoa.
time.
I
I usually
remember
outnumber him to one or two shots. Because usually he wants to shoot that deep ball, but say we got kids on the team that can do that. We just need you doing what you do best, and
That's
that's
how it's
not
hard.
work.
It'd be hard when you got a big when you got four other guards that can score,
Uh,
and then you got a big that can be
mm,
almost a three-level scorer, man. Like that,
yeah,
it's hard to really compete with that sometimes.
mm, yeah, kids
absolutely.
talented.
But the biggest takeaway for your team probably would be the fact that trusting each other will most likely equal success, even against players that can go on scoring rampages,
For
to
real.
say the least. Well, we appreciate you, Coach Ty. Any last words for your
uh,
team or the Hoop Connect community overall?
I think the Connect communities definitely heading in the right track. I think just like the people that's running it, the athletic directors, I think they're really doing a good job with what they're doing.
Awesome. Well, hang tight. We're going to head to Coach Sean Fields with his Life is Sports team. And we're going to talk about your experience with winning this past weekend for the Elite Eight. Now, your kids are in a different age group than Coach Ty. They're a bit younger in 8th grade. And
Yes,
so,
sir.
what did winning the Elite Eight mean for your program?
Well, it's this year was pretty cool because we've been doing it for 5 years, and this is the first tournament we have won by going in the first tournament that we've been in. Is the first time we won. We got to the finals a lot, but we could never bring it home. So we finally brought it home this year. So in each year we just knocked down chips each goal that we wanted to do. So we did a good job this year so far.
I love to hear that y'all kept pressing through and you finally got your victory. Now,
Yes.
TJ mentioned earlier some of the key players and moments of your team and the success, notably your defense, and we love to hear that, especially today. I want to ask you though, Coach Sean, what do you think contributed or was the key to your success?
Well, the people for me, it's the defense. Now, people who know me is gonna laugh because they said I didn't play defense, but it's defense. It's defense for me. Like we're just in your face constantly. We press off makes and miss shots. If you come across half court, we in your face pressing and trapping. If we're in the zone, if you got the ball, we playing pressure on the ball. And it's just like turnovers. We're all about turnovers, getting the ball out, and if somebody's in front of it, you better give it to
Can you speak to any notable defensive adjustments that you had to make over the weekend?
them.
That maybe it wasn't working at first and then you made the adjustment.
Well, I pressed when we first started. It was a little rocky because we was late on rotations.
Okay.
So once we settled down and got the rotations down, it was nice to see. And also the first game, like Coach said, the first game was kind of raw because I told him in the huddle, look, we're gonna look like trash. I never lied to him. I
Mm.
tell him we're gonna look like trash this first half. I promise you, because it's our first tournament, first game, first tournament, and we end up with 17 turnovers.
Okay.
And I told him, it's like, we're going to turn the ball over. We're going to throw the ball against the wall. We're going to miss shots. I don't care about that. I care about your effort on defense. If you believe in that, we're going to be cool.
Go.
Absolutely.
That's the
Uh
difference right there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
sorry.
my bad, my bad.
No,
I
it's
was saying
okay.
that's
Go
the
ahead.
difference.
I
That's
feel
the
bad.
difference right there, man. That's if you can still be able to play together after that many turnovers and that many missed shots, and still be able to go 4-0 on the weekend. That can tell you a lot about a team, man. So
Yeah, and not only does it tell you a lot about the team, it tells you about the leadership it has, and it also tells you about what you can expect from a tournament. But the turnaround is amazing, and when people tune in, that's what gets the crowd excited. Despite they don't remember all the turnovers, they really only remember the shots and the wins.
And our style's fun. Like, we up
Yeah.
and down constantly. Like, one game we shot, what was it, 55? We got up 55 shots one game. Second game, we got up 61 shots in 14 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, and we shot like one game, we shot 32 threes. Another game, we shot like 26 threes, 25 threes. Yeah, like we get it up. And like I said, if you open, you better shoot it.
yeah,
with with that offense and your defense, those two plans that you shared with us, as a whole, what do you think makes your team special?
We deep in chemistry. Like, I literally go five in and five out.
Right, you were
And the way
mentioning.
the way I do it is the first five. If you don't got no energy, I tell them you got 2 minutes or a minute and a half. If you don't wake up, second unit, let's go. And then what I do when I take that first unit out, if they playing around the first unit, they become the second unit now. So now you subbing in for the second unit. So you come ready to go, or you just gonna be watching and you're gonna be a part of the second unit now.
What are some of your biggest takeaways from the Elite Eight weekend for your team, and what are you going to take with you into your next Hoop Connect tournament?
Well, the first question, I like how they did the media. It was pretty cool, like Coach said, going around because the kids like the stats. Even though I tell them it is what it is, but I get it because I was a kid too. So I mean, it's part of it, and I like how they get the media attention because it ain't about me. I told the boys, this is all about you. This is what I'm doing it for. So it's all about the kids with me. So I like how they ran the program.
Mhm.
And what you
Nice.
said, the second question was,
Yeah, and what would you take away from, and you can speak whether it could be on the court or off the court experience that you'll take away learned from heading into your next Hoop Connect experience or tournament?
Oh well, the like I said, with the first tournament, so like clean up some stuff that we like out of bounds plays.
Mm-hmm.
We got to clean that up. But like the majority of it, what I heard, like when the coach, only thing the coach want to hear is your team is fun to watch and they play real hard. And I got those compliments over the weekend. So, like I told the boys, I have nothing really negative to say about just cleaning up stuff here and there, but we ready to roll. I gave them this weekend off, and then we head to Louisville for the following weekend. So we ready to go. We're ready to go.
That's what I like to hear.
I know all about that, man. Like I said, he was my high school coach, so I already know how it is.
I'm a little loud, just a little bit.
I was a little about it. Sounds like you lost your voice there.
Yeah, because I was coaching over the weekend that the Elite Eight, and then I had
Right.
the Fayette County thing. Then I had practice Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's gone. So I'll be back probably Saturday or so.
Well, I really appreciate you and Coach Sean and you, Coach Tyrese, for taking the time out to talk about your teams and your experience for the Hoop Connect League, specifically the Elite Eight weekend. Any last thoughts or takeaways as we wrap up in regards to your team?
Like I said, I just appreciate you having me and having us, the boys. The boys will be proud of this. And like I said, we are looking ready for this summer and pick up what we did from last year, man, and see what we do.
Yeah, hopefully we can have one of your players on the show in the future, especially ones who are operating at a high
Absolutely.
level.
Hey, they will
Yeah.
love this. Hey, you just let me
No,
know who you're trying to get a hold of, and the boys will love it. Yeah, the boys will love it.
absolutely. And I was thinking about the 6'5" player. Is that on Coach Ty's team?
Yeah.
Having a double double?
Yep.
You got a
He
monster.
he had a
Oh
couple. He had
yeah.
a couple double doubles.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, any of the boys on the show absolutely would love to have them. It's all about them and their experience and getting them connected. If anyone is interested in either joining the Hoops Connect or just participating in, or even as a fan and staying on top of the latest for Hoop Connect, make sure you follow Connect B League on Instagram and Twitter. You can see the handle in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Also, make sure you follow in order to see the schedule and download the Hoops Connect app for on time, right in your face access to the games, the stats, and the players. Upcoming events starting tomorrow, actually, Friday, March 27th, will be the Cedar City, Utah Desert Connect. And then that would be the 27th to the 28th. And then the 28th to the 29th will be the Beach Connect in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And so whether you're in the desert or you're in the beach, make sure you stay connected. We appreciate everyone. Like, subscribe, drop a comment. We want to hear from you. And thank you so much to our amazing coaches and everything that you've brought to the boys and players over the time and years you have coaching and just being a stand-up guy for the community. We really appreciate you two. And in TJ for bringing so much to the experience. And we will be having you on the show again very, very soon. So thank you all,
Appreciate
fellas.
it.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And wrap up again. Stay connected. Take care, everyone.